The Honor X9 is a shiny, budget-friendly beast that will be available very soon. Expect pricing to be around 230 to 270 euros, which is about the same current price as the Samsung A52. So today we're going to compare and test both phones to see which one is right for you, and after using both devices for the past week, I would say that this will all depend on what features you prioritize. Now, if we look at the specs, we can clearly see the X9 is a step ahead in terms of raw hardware power. The A52 is over a year old now and also comes with less RAM. However, it does have a good camera system, and remember, specs aren't everything. The first win, however, goes to the X9 for design. The Honor phone, in my opinion, not only looks better, but like it's from an entirely different generation of phones. It has an eye-catching shiny finish, a distinctive camera cutout, a much slimmer body, smaller bezels, and a more subtle front-facing camera cutout. The A52 in comparison looks very uninspiring. The matte black design might appeal to some people, but I think it looks incredibly dull, and is also much thicker to hold in the hand, with larger bezels around the screen, and a thicker chin, and a pretty boring camera module. If we focus on the display, however, the tables start to turn a little. The Honor, at first glance, looks like it has a much more modern display. It is quite a bit larger at 6.8 inches and has a much higher screen-to-body ratio. But it does only use an LCD panel, with a max resolution of 1080p and a pixel density of 385. Whereas the Samsung, even though the design looks much more dated, uses a much brighter and more clarity-driven Super AMOLED screen. It's sharper too, with 405 ppi, and matches the X9's 120Hz screen, as well as coming with Gorilla Glass 5. And if you put the two side by side, the difference in viewing angles and brightness is clear to see. So a big win here for the Samsung. Now, if we turn to performance, the Honor has the advantage again. It offers 8GB of RAM with the 128GB base price, whereas the Samsung offers only 6GB with its 128GB base model, with an option of 8GB at the high end. The Honor also has the latest chipset compared to the A52's less powerful chip, and in raw performance you can see the X9 scores higher in synthetic benchmarks. However, when it came to gaming, both devices seemed on par with each other. Both ran Call of Duty on the highest frame rate, but both could also not choose the highest graphical settings, having to make do with just high settings. I felt that having the larger display on the X9 did provide a much more immersive experience, with its thinner bezels allowing for better viewing, although I did think the Samsung felt just a touch smoother during gameplay on Call of Duty. Both were the same when it came to settings in PUBG, with the higher end graphical settings being unavailable on both, but I could select the highest frame rate. Both kept a cool temperature throughout, and this is what the speakers sound like.
Consumables.
I also ran Genshin Impact at 60 FPS on medium graphics, and both performed well. The Honor X9 did seem the smoother of the two, and I did have more drop frames on the Samsung, but those were during the intense fight scenes, which required a lot more processing power. Now to the cameras, and there is no question here, the Samsung has the vastly superior camera system in terms of sensor options and quality. The gap between the two is obvious, and that comes down to both the quality of the sensor on the A52 and perhaps its biggest advantage, optical image stabilization, something the X9 is sorely missing, and because of it, the Honor suffers greatly in handheld shots, with images coming out very undefined, blurry, and underlit. The Samsung, on the other hand, delivers photos with superior detail, color balance, and focus. The Samsung also has a larger 64 megapixel sensor compared to the 48 megapixel on the X9, although the shots you're seeing are in the standard shooting mode that are both binned down to 12 megapixels. But even then, the Samsung superiority is easy to see. The A52 also comes with an ultra-wide 12 megapixel f2.2 sensor with a 123-degree field of view, something that is missing from the X9. Nighttime performance is much of the same story, with the A52 just being able to stabilize images in low light much better, whereas the X9 without its optical image stabilization really does struggle to produce clean images that would in any way be a challenge to the Samsung. When it comes to video, the X9 can only shoot up to 1080p 60fps and unfortunately did not produce a decent picture, with exposure, focus and stabilization all performing poorly. The Samsung, however, can shoot in 4K and gave pretty much the opposite performance to the Honor phone, with fantastic quality in all areas. In terms of battery and charging, the Honor strikes back again with much better battery life thanks to its 4800 mAh cell compared to the Samsung's 4500, as well as a vastly superior 66-watt fast charger, taking it to 80% in 30 minutes, and yes, that fast charger comes in the box. When it comes to other features, the X9 comes with a dual SIM card tray, top and bottom firing speakers, and a hole punch selfie cutout. The Samsung can do a little better because on top of all of that, it also comes with an IP67 water and dust rating and a headphone jack. The Samsung also opts for an under-display optical fingerprint sensor, whilst the X9 uses a side-mounted sensor, and both come with 2D face unlock. All of these methods work fast and efficiently, however I would say the face unlock is faster and more efficient on the X9. Running on both phones is Android 11, the X9 runs Magic 4.2 and the Samsung One UI 3.1. Both don't come with a huge amount of customization preferences, but if you are familiar with Huawei or Honor phones, expect the same kind of experience with the X9, and the same goes for Samsung's One UI. Using both phones over the week, I thought the Samsung ran a lot smoother than the Honor in everyday scrolling, swipes and gestures, but the X9 has not been released in a lot of countries so far, so expect that to get better. Overall, the choice between the two comes down to what you as a user prioritize. If it's a modern, sleek looking design with good battery life, fast charging and a more updated chipset that will last further into the future, then you should consider the Honor X9. And if you'll be taking a lot of pictures and videos, then the Samsung A52 is the way to go, and it also offers a superior display. And I will always be comparing and reviewing more phones in the future, so don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. That would really help me out. And don't forget to smash that like button and leave a comment below to push this video further into the YouTube algorithm. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.